Yo, welcome everybody back to the JV Sports Room. As usual, your host, JDino, the other half of the team behind the scenes, my man Vince.
Yeah.
Holding down the Kobe corner. My man J Money, welcome back to the show.
You already know, man. Let's get it.
And in the starting center spot, as usual, my man Big J, welcome back to the show.
Super show, baby. We here. Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl week, man. Let's get it.
And international drummer, Ohio native, loyal, and probably one of the only Bengal fans I know.
That's a fact.
We're going to bring a little change to the lineup. Welcome to my man to the show.
What's good?
Stokes, what's happening, baby?
Hey, man, happy to be here. Good to see y'all boys again. You know,
welcome to the
a
show,
little
man.
minute, but y'all brought me in at the right time.
Bengals.
Super Bowl week, baby.
How that happened? Tell us, man.
Yeah. Wait. Before we get into the Super Bowl, man, hey, why don't you tell us how you became a Bengals fan?
Man. It
Exactly.
probably happenstance. Born in Ohio.
Gotcha.
Cincinnati, you got Cleveland. Cincinnati, 45 minutes away from me. So I think by geographic knowledge, I might have been forced into that one. Also, I was born in 88. Browns left Cleveland in 95. So there wasn't nothing up there to root for 4 years. So, you know, I was down for the cause with the Chris Collinsworth era and all that. You know, I was just born, but, you know, once we got, Carson, and that was pretty much, I was rocking with them since then. So,
Little Ocho Cinco.
Corey Dillon days.
TJ Gooseman's out.
TJ, all them. So, yeah, it was some rough years.
Anthony Munoz, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, OG, one of the greatest. So that's I say geographically, and then I just stuck with them.
And been a Bengals fans ever since, huh?
Bengals,
Hey, man,
tell
us about the journey that these Bengals have taken to get here.
30 years without a playoff win. So, you know,
It's a long time.
I was a big Marvin Lewis fan for years. You know, a lot of people don't know he was over that Ravens defense in 2000. Yep. So it was like, yo, we brought him in. I was like, we gonna be all right. Then we get to the playoffs and we have zero success with him. So, you know, I got to a point, his last year, I said, I will not watch another game if he's still the coach. So I was like, yeah, he got to go. Andy Dalton was just as garbage. So, you know, it got to a point where I was like, man, we just happy being mediocre. Like, we just not going to turn it around. I don't see this changing. So then of course, the one that hurt the most was the Pittsburgh year. We had the game won and we just lost it. We fumbled the ball. Jeremy Hill. We fumbled the ball. Clear path. And he just, we're not going to relive them days.
Yeah.
And then we got Vontez gave AB the CTE he dealing with right now. So
I remember the hit.
You know, from that moment, I was just like, we cursed. So, but I don't know how we even having this conversation right now because
Kind of surreal, right?
The Bengals is legit in the Super Bowl. It as a fan, it legitimately don't add up. But I'm gonna watch it. So it's just like you know, So whatever questions y'all got. I might not have an answer, but we're gonna try our best.
No, you mentioned it. The Bengals in the Super Bowl. Let's preview it. Let's lay it out for these guys.
Well, for starters, let's hope that our offensive line has the best sleep of their life.
I think that's the key.
That's the key.
We definitely we've overcome some stuff. Like I thought what Tennessee brought was like you can't overcome 9 sacks. Like somebody on that side got to get fired for even allow that to happen. So,
well, you would think they kind of fixed that a little bit going into the KC game, right?
It wasn't as bad. Chris Jones is all pro, so you know we gonna deal with that.
But then again,
Sweet Feet Joe, baby, he got out of there a couple of times.
Then again, you talking about Aaron Donald, Von Miller.
Talk to him.
And a lot of people probably forget about Von Miller. He was a Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 50 when Denver played Carolina.
Talk to him.
2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2.5 sacks.
Talk to him.
So, you know what I mean? Like that pressure, that's my thing for y'all too, is your offensive line protecting Joe.
Like you can't off the top of your dome name guys off the Tennessee line. Outside of Chris Jones, you can't name guys off Kansas City line.
Right.
But you know Aaron Donald.
You know Aaron Donald.
You know Von Miller. Yeah. It's like, Von had a couple of years he was injured and his production was down, but it's just like they gonna have to double 99.
Yes, sir.
So Von gonna have some free runs. And it's just like, but the one thing I always tell people is like, yo, my quarterback gonna get hit.
Yeah.
Let's just hope he don't get a concussion. But the one thing I can say about Joe, he don't get rattled. He does not get rattled.
This is true.
And that's
cool, Joe.
That's a winning trait. Like a perfect example. Now I'm not trying to compare him to the GOAT, Tom Brady, but Tom was just down, 21-3 against the Rams, and you never saw him flinch
At all.
So it's just like he literally was one bad 0 blitz call away from possibly going back to the Super Bowl. So it's just like, you know, it's all about composure. And, you know, a quarterback that gets sacked 9 times and can still stand there and lead his team on a game-winning drive, that say a lot about that quarterback. So, you know, you can easily point at the flaws on our team, offensive line. We need to draft 7 offensive linemen in the draft and may the best 5 win. Like, I don't care.
Well, I think Mixon and Samaje, they're gonna have to be crucial on that pass pro.
Oh yeah, like,
they're gonna have to be real crucial.
There is no run game plan. The game plan is y'all the 6th offensive line. Like we gotta have another guy in the backfield all day because somebody gotta chip 39 or 40 bursts because them boys is coming.
Yeah, they come.
I mean, at the end of the day,
maybe CJ running less routes this game, staying in the block, you know?
Some gotta happen because, you know, and he hurt anyway, so you could use him as a decoy, as an extra blocker. Like, yo, you're not gonna catch no passes last game. Like,
Well, one thing I don't expect to see a lot of is a deep ball. You're not gonna have time to get one off. And that's the thing is like, that's how you beat the Bengals, right? Is you got to stop those big plays.
Keep the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that's
one
what the
thing,
Rams bring.
The funny thing about us is deep down, I think Zach Taylor is in over his head. Like, I don't think he's a great coach. As crazy as it sounds, his adjustments aren't very good. I still feel like in the KC game, we should have went with like the quick slant pass, the underneath routes. Like, we wasn't doing that.
Right.
Like, we was running the ball on first down against their secondary, which we know is trash.
Yak is going to be you guys' biggest friend in this game.
And then you got
yards after catch.
But somehow you got to get, I don't know who to give credit to for the adjustment second. I want to say maybe the defensive coordinator.
That's exactly my point. I'm glad you brought it up. Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator to the Cincinnati Bengals, man. That's the man that needs to get some credit because the ability to make adjustments. Second half adjustments. We saw the first half of the Kansas City game.
Facts.
And how that started. And then the second half and how it ended.
It was playground football first half.
Exactly.
Like, it was rough to be a fan to see. We was like, yo, we can't stop nobody.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You're not going to stop Cup, right? But how do you maintain him? That's the one thing you can try to do when it comes to Cup. Mm-hmm. And going back to what you're saying about the coordinator, defense coordinator there, I think what's key in this game is, Eli Apple, he's a liability, in my opinion. I think he's susceptible. And,
verbally,
but Jesse Bates, he need to take over that leadership role in there. Yeah. And I expect Logan Wilson to drop back in coverage a whole lot this game. He actually leads an interception for your team. So, you know what I mean? Just, you gotta bring that pressure against Stafford, Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, BJ Hill, they all going to play an important role in this game. I think it's going to be a complete, total 11-man defense that they have to play hard against this team in order to make a presence against this game and actually go ahead. And to me, that's a big key to victory for y'all.
We mentioned the Tennessee game, and they kind of need to bring that similar game plan. Yeah. Get after Stafford, force him to make mistakes. And, Stafford is known to throw interceptions. Yep. So if they can get Von Bell and Mike Hilton, Eli Apple that's what's carrying you guys. Well, the offense is doing the offense, what it's going to do. Defense. But that defense, the turnovers that you guys are able to force and get, that's the kind of game it needs to be for Cincinnati.
Boom. You hit on it. That's exactly where I was going with it. This game is going to come down to mistakes and turnovers.
Yep.
Right? Okay? Whatever kind of pressure that the Rams bring onto Joe Burrow is going to force him to make some type of turnovers. And I think that's where the Rams will end up benefiting. And obviously, like you just mentioned on the other side of the ball, will they be able to rattle Matt Stafford enough? All right. So I think that's exactly what this game comes down to.
And I think you can play that important role in trying to focus on stopping that passing game because unless the Rams come out with a game plan and run, their rushing game has not been great at all this postseason. Them boys have 78 carries for 229 yards, averaging 2.9 yards per carry between Cam and Sony. So unless they come out, and that's where the Rams can switch things up a little bit, coming out with a run game.
Run the ball.
That's where they can switch up, because you're not playing against the Rams for their run game. You're playing how do we stop Cup, and now we got to worry about this guy who just found new life, in LA there, Odell.
But so you take the ball out of Cooper's hands and Odell, and they hot right now.
You're not going to stop it.
But how do you do that? We've said that in the past. How do you do that? He seems to always be open, even when he's not.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
The great part about it is it's this many talking points because you just don't know. As a fan, I didn't know what to expect from my team in every game. Outside of the Raiders game, I didn't know what to expect. So I'm like, at this point, we here. So
it's game time. Can we get this guy some JV merchandise? We appreciate you joining the show, man. It's game time for your Bengals this Sunday, man.
Yeah, but with all due respect, man, like y'all earned it. Y'all deserve to be in this game.
Appreciate that.
Y'all fought every game hard. Y'all came from behind to play and win games. You deserve to be in this spot.
Definitely
respect
appreciate that. And that's coming from a San Francisco fan.
Yes, sir. Hurts, but
All right, so since we previewed this Super Bowl, that takes us straight to the Who You Got segment of the show. I mean, I know who I got. Y'all know who you got?
I know who I got. I know who Stokes got.
Since we did that, I know who I got.
All right, so we'll start it off over here. We don't really got to ask this guy who he's got, but
make it interesting at least. I will tell you.
So you going with the Rams?
I'm not going for the Rams. Not going for the Rams. So y'all know all day who they nation over here. So that's my pick, baby.
No doubt.
All right. So bouncing it over to the Kobe corner. My man, J Money, who you got?
26-24. The state of Ohio goes crazy. Bengals.
Ooh, that's 2 for the Bengals.
Okay. Super Bowl Sunday. We in La La Land, folks. We in Los Angeles. The stars come out.
SoFi Stadium.
We in SoFi. The bright lights. Big city.
All right.
Going with them Rams, baby. Defense. Too much Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Too much Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
They get after Burrow. Going with them Rams, man. Easy.
Easy, man.
Easy.
Man, come on.
It's La La time.
You don't get to the Super Bowl.
It's La La Land.
So you see a blowout?
I'm not gonna say a blowout.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say a blowout. I just think it's like we mentioned, prior to the segment.
All right.
Too much of that defense. Too much Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller,
They're gonna bring
Jalen
some
Ramsey,
heat. They're gonna bring some heat.
Cooper Kupp. The defense from the Bengals is gonna have to step up. The running game, Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Hey, the Rams pushed all their chips in.
Yeah.
They pushed all their chips in. This is where they wanted to be.
You gotta win.
You gotta win. They paid all the money to get the guys they got. This is why they're here. Who you got?
All right. In the Asian culture, it's the lunar year. And that means it's the year of the tiger this year.
Mm.
Which means that the Bengals, I guess, technically should win this Super Bowl.
You said should.
Yeah. Because I'm an Aries, which means I'm a hard-headed Ram.
Mm-hmm.
And even if the answer's right in front of us, I'm a Ram, so I'm going with the Rams.
Okay. So we got to split decision here.
Down the middle.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
So it looked like this Who You Got segment. It's a split decision.
Nice.
I like it.
I dig it.
Who y'all got?
Mm-hmm. Let us know.
Just know when we come back to talk about this, we will go over these picks. And we will discuss where y'all made your errors. So
Every week, baby.
Every week. I'm running with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Hey, we touched on who we got as far as the picks.
What's up?
But what about Super Bowl MVP? Can we get into the discussion? Who y'all got? Starting with Stokes.
Oh, I like it. A little twist to the Who You Got segment.
For me, it's cut and dry. I mean, he's proved it all playoffs. Going with number 9, Joe cooler than the other side of the pillow, Burr. All day. Joe Burr.
You know, I'm going to have to run with Stokes in this one, man. You know, 2 years ago, national championship MVP. Now he's about to be a Super Bowl MVP.
Let's go. Let's go.
Joe Burrow.
He could honestly be comeback player of the year if they wanted to be petty, but
Yeah.
He can win a lot of awards.
he can win a lot of
I
awards.
like it, man. I like it. Joe Burrow, man, definitely playing, some great ball, but like I mentioned, we in La La Land, folks. Super Bowl, the brightest lights. There's one player that we know, you should know, and them lights are the brightest. My Super Bowl MVP, Odell Beckham Jr.
I'm not mad at that.
Odell, baby.
I like
I
that.
like the storyline. I like the storyline.
I like
give
that
you
pick. But, I mean, I like the way this guy's been playing, and we've talked about how he should have been MVP of the regular season in some people's eyes.
Right.
I mean, you said it. When the lights are the brightest, he's a star. Cooper Kupp, my MVP.
Two wide receivers, two in the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of all this MVP stuff, maybe we should do a little something from a JV SportsRoom perspective. Let's go ahead with this FanDuel lineup.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about some stars here.
Yeah.
Let's go with the single game
FanDuel lineup.
Okay.
captain
I like
spot
it.
and four of the players.
I like it.
Man, who want to spark that off here? Who want to go ahead and talk about that? Because I got a little something.
I like it. I mean, I don't mind starting it off because I want to explain it real quick. You get 5 players that you get to pick, and your MVP is 1.5. So they get 1.5 points for every point. So I'll spark it off.
Spark it.
I mean, we might as well go with the right picks first, right? So I got Stafford in there as one of my flexes. I mean, why not? He's going to be throwing to the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Right.
I also like Sony Michel this week. I got Sony Michel as one of my flexes.
Interesting.
Cam Akers is questionable. He's going to play. I just don't know how much of the load he gets. So I think Sony gets in there with a touchdown.
And he's played in a Lombardi Trophy game before.
Facts. On the other side of the ball, I like Evan McPherson. I mean, he hasn't missed. So
Call him shooter, baby.
yeah, exactly. What makes me think he's going to stop now? McPherson's one of my flexes. And because I don't think they're going to be able to get many deep plays, I'm going with a guy that's going to get at least 7 or 8 receptions and Jamar Chase and maybe break off for one. But my MVP is the man that Stafford's throwing the ball to. I said he's going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. You're sure right. He's going to be the MVP of my FanDuel, Cooper Kupp.
I like it.
Okay.
MVP, Cooper Kupp, Stafford, Jamar Chase, Sony Michel, McPherson.
Okay.
Who you got in your lineup?
I'll roll with mine now. We're going to go, I'll save my little MVP for the end. Starting off, $7,000. Maybe Tyler Higbee's out. Maybe, they focus in on Cooper Kupp. They focus in on Odell Beckham. I got Van Jefferson in for $7,000.
Okay.
Wide receiver for the Rams. Then coming in, cooler than the other side of the pillow, $15,000. Joe Burrow. Got him in there. Got him in there.
Yeah.
I got Matt Stafford. Another $15,500. I got both quarterbacks, so I can't lose. I kind of pin myself where I can't lose.
You got both QBs in there. Okay.
You think so? I think so. Now I follow that up with, you mentioned Jamar Chase, but we've seen throughout the playoffs, T. Higgins has been alive and well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I got T. Higgins in there at 10-5. And my MVP, similar to you, my MVP of the Super Bowl, Odell. My MVP of my FanDuel, Odell Beckham Jr. At 10-5 right there.
All right.
That's a slammer lineup right there.
I'm not mad at it.
I like it. Good luck.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna come off straight on the MVP. You know what I mean? It's probably gonna be a chalk move, man. But I'm plugging Kupp in there all day. I'm plugging him in there all day. See now, when it comes to this 2 QB thing, I thought about it, but like I said, I'm going with my MVP as a QB. I'm going with Joe Burrow. Plugging him in there.
Like the way the man thinks.
Tyler Higbee's hurt. I like the Van Jefferson move. But see, now I'm going for a little percentage point to be a little bit contrarian. Kendall Blanton.
I thought about him.
Throw him in there. Throw him in there. I got Jamar Chase in there. But what I said before, 26-24 Bengals. 12 for 12 in the postseason. 5th round pick. I'm throwing Evan McPherson.
Shooter.
Gotta have Shooter in there.
That's my line.
I like it. I like the picker.
Talk to us.
Hey, man. Slide that in there. So my MVP off rip, we're not even going to keep it controversial. It's number 9.
Number 9, Joe Burrow.
Then I'm gonna flip it on y'all.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip it on y'all. I think this is gonna be a defensive struggle the whole game until then we're gonna have a game like the San Francisco game. It's gonna be a defensive matchup all day. So I'm going with both kickers. I'm taking Matt Gay and Evan McPherson.
I ain't mad at it.
All day.
I like that.
Because them points, you can't, they're gonna take 3 all day in the Super Bowl because everybody know them Super Bowl points is hard to come by.
It's true.
Like you said, the man of the playoffs for the Bengals on paper been number 1. But the guy that stepped up the most, T. Higgins, number 85 all day. Big receiver. I loved him coming out of Clemson. I was kind of shocked he fell to us. It's like he ate everybody up in them playoff games at Clemson. And then last but not least, the man who's been consistent all season long, number 10, Cooper Kupp.
I think you almost got to put Cup in there, man. But you know what? Fading him and let's say Odell becomes the man. That's a little quick cut advantage. I ain't mad at it.
Hey, man. I had a feeling y'all was going to go cool. So I kind of swerved the other way.
Not going front. I had Odell in there. It was one of my first lineups. But through the editing process, I just, had to make some moves.
I mess with it, guys. I mess with it.
I like it. Hey, J Money, appreciate you setting up this league. This is a league amongst JV Sports team. Previous subs on the JV Sports Show, expect your invite. All right, so as usual, we're going to cross over into the NBA second half. So we're going to run a little small, sliding over to the Kobe corner. We got my man Big J.
Kobe.
Holding down his starting spot, my man Stokes.
It's good.
And subbing in now from man J Money, back from a couple episodes ago. Welcome back to the show, my man Javi.
It was good.
That's good. Welcome back, bro.
Appreciate it, man. It's good to be back. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. Actually, you was at Chicago Dog with us. You never got a chance to sense this JV sports
man, I love it, man.
I
love it. Especially this side over here,
Yeah, that G-Man section.
Blue, man,
Yes, sir.
Losing side over
Hey, come on, man. We loyal. We faithful. All right, so Javi, we got my man Stokes over here. CINCY fan in football. But Stokes, you a Cavs fan in the NBA?
Kind of loud Cavs fan.
Okay. Tell us about your Cavs days, man. How far back do your Cavs days go?
I mean, anybody my age, I'm 33, goes back to the day LeBron got drafted. So, a lot of people be like, oh, when LeBron leave, I mean, I'm a hometown kid anyway. So I'm from Ohio. So I'm a rock with certain Ohio squads all day. But, definitely since LeBron got drafted. And
so you've been through the ups and the downs.
I've seen the ugly
It's been a journey.
It's been a long journey. So even without him there, I'm still rocking with him. And hey, they top 5 in the East, but nobody want to talk about that one, man. So.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
We've been talking about it.
But let's talk about some of these ups and downs that the Cavs have been through, right? I mean, obviously the ups are nice. They won a championship with LeBron. LeBron brought them a ring, right?
Yes.
And then there's the downs.
On the second go around.
On the second go around, excuse me. And then there's the downs, though, which is pretty much every other year that LeBron's not there. Up until now, right? But tell us, Stokes, or anybody, tell us why do these Ohio fans hate LeBron so much?
They're not real fans, man. That's all it is. Fans got to look at it from a business standpoint. I'm a realist, so I'm like, you know what? He gave us X amount of years. Mm-hmm. The team didn't put the right pieces around him. The man gave his all. We saw them Boston series when they lost in Game 7. When he took the jersey off, I was like, yeah, he gone.
Yeah.
But who's out here saying they're gonna win with a washed Ben Wallace?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like he didn't have the right pieces and he had to go. He had to go, like he said, he had to leave to learn how to win.
Facts.
So, I appreciate his honesty on that one. And he came back and did what he said he was gonna do.
Brought y'all
he was gonna bring a ring. So he,
I mean, so he kind of just like, kind of just dumped y'all for a little while,
It was a side piece. So, it's cool, but, side pieces be out here winning. So
sometimes in a man's life, you got to take some time away to learn how to be a man and how to love and nurture a woman. And then you come back
a new person.
Knock her up,
She didn't care. She ran the ring.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
She sure is.
Exactly.
She sure is. And LeBron did get them a ring. Not only he got him a ring, but he brought so much fame and love to that city for so long. I mean, I don't know how much of a Cleveland fan you are, how familiar you are with Cleveland, man. But you been to the Flats over in Cleveland?
No, I've not.
Flats is Cleveland's downtown area, man, and that thing has transformed because of the money that LeBron brought to that city, and you can't do nothing but love LeBron for that. I mean, how can people hate him?
People fail to realize Cleveland, it's a steel town. So it's like, there's nothing back when it was in its heyday. It was a straight factory all day. So it's just like, ain't nobody coming, people not coming to Orlando to look at old factories. They coming here because they want to go to Disney. So when you go to Cleveland, you got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then what? You got the Browns, you got the Indians, you got the Cavs. So it's like, not all of them are winning at the same time. So it's just like, thank goodness one of them is relevant because outside of that, ain't nothing to do over there. You might as well go to Michigan at that point.
Joe Kim Noah said it best. Who's coming to Cleveland?
Joe Kim Noah said it best.
Facts. I mean, people might want to come nowadays, though. These young, hungry Cavs. I mean, tell me you're not wanting to come play with these young, hungry Cavs right about now.
Well, at least you got every chance to be a star now because they know LeBron there. But at this point, I like what I'm seeing. Like I told people all the time, there's no offensive system around LeBron. LeBron is the system. So when you see teams that he used to be on flourish or guys that used to play with him flourish after they leave him, there's a reason because it's like he's the system. If the system is not working, that means he's not working. So it's just like, you see the guys that they got in there, like they built a legitimate team, and them guys is balling, man. I love it. I like the draft picks, so it's just like
gotta trust the process, right? And that's what they're doing, right?
It ain't working in Philly, but
you guys like what's going on over in Cleveland, man. They trusted the process. Plenty of draft picks that are starting to form out right now. How you guys like what's going over with Cleveland?
I think it's a perfect position, man. They're doing better, and I feel like it's a good place for a free agent to go. For a nice small forward or a good shooting guard.
Facts.
This is the perfect position. You got one of the best front courts, I feel like, in the league, in the whole league to me. With Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, ain't nobody going down there. They blocking everything, and you still got Kevin Love. Just giving the whole group game, especially the big man. And then now you still got Rondo giving game too to the whole team. So you got two strong-minded vets that are still balling. And even if you don't want to keep them, you can still trade them and get a lot for them. So
I mean, Stokes mentioned the system. He mentioned the system with LeBron there. Now with post LeBron, and we're seeing Cleveland going back to an old system back in the day where we're running big. We're playing two bigs.
That's dead.
NBA wants to go small. We're playing big. We mentioned it last week, and like you said, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen it's nice, refreshing to see what these young guys are able to do with their all-star. Let's bring it up. Darius Garland.
It's about time. It's time.
Sleeper, right?
Sleeper.
I mean, you I think mentioned them a couple episodes back when we mentioned the all-stars that could make it. And, like you mentioned, the game is in Cleveland this year. You said, let's get Darius Garland some love. Hey, they heard you. Man. They heard you, Javi. And you know what I mean?
It's about time, man. It's unfortunate that Colin Sexton got injured, but I feel like that gave Garden a little bit more opportunity to just take control over the whole team. And that's exactly what happened. It might sound crazy, but it's almost like they probably got a little better without him there. I don't know. I might be wrong, but
I want to admit the
team looked different. The team looks different.
Because Colin, he was ruffling feathers because he was really ball dominant.
Yeah, very big time.
The game wasn't moving as smooth when he was healthy. So hopefully when he comes back next year, they can integrate him because he's talented.
Yeah.
But also it's going to be a problem with Garland at the peak that he's at right now. they're going to have to figure out how to make them two work together. So we'll see.
Along with a new acquisition that they just got, they just traded for Karis LeVert.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Huge.
After
That's
he dropped
crazy.
40.
A seamless.
After he drops 40, he gets traded.
That's the life.
I
To
literally
a
forgot
team
about that. That's
that
crazy.
is on the rise, right?
Yeah.
Man, what does Karis LeVert do for these Cleveland Cavaliers?
A team that's on the rise, but also a team that needs a scorer, another scorer that can handle the rock, that can get to the bucket.
A playmaker.
Yeah.
A playmaker.
Brings,
Because
you know,
he can score and he's willing to pass the ball too, right? He's a very willing passer.
Yeah, man. Young, he's still young, you know. Sky's the limit for Karis LeVert, man. He's, you know, been riddled with injuries early in his years.
You think he could be that piece Cleveland needed? I mean, they're already literally right on the heels of all these first and second place teams. I think they're right behind Chicago and Miami for that first spot. What does Karis LeVert do for this team? Does he get him over the hump?
I think so. It gives him shooting. You know, we talked about the big lineup, playing big, and you're going to need shooters. LeVert gives him that. It gives him a shooter. He's averaging 18 points per game right now. I'll take that all day.
I feel like he also gives them playmaking too, because when we've seen, you know, Brogdon's been out or when Sabonis has been out or every time there's injuries on the Pacers, his assists have been going up, especially compared to, you know, when he was in Brooklyn. I feel like everything almost pretty much improved since he's been on the Pacers. He went to a new team and he showed like, listen, I know I've been gone a while because of an injury or whatever, but I'm still that guy.
Yeah.
So it's time to be that guy now.
And I like what Big J said, man. They're young, man. They're already one of the youngest teams, if not the youngest team in the NBA. You add a nice core young piece in Karis LeVert.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if they don't win this year, the sky's the limit for these guys for the next few years, right? Especially with a couple nice older vets like Rondo and Kevin Love in their back pocket. Speaking of that wisdom, man, I like it, man.
Perfect fit for them.
Only thing I don't like in that situation is as good as Rondo is, I just feel like he on a bag search now in his career. So he like, I'm gonna finish the year out with y'all boys, but may the best suitor win in the offseason. Which, I mean, I get it. You know, guys get to a certain point in their career. I knew he was on the bag chase when he signed with Atlanta after winning a ring. So I was like, he don't care no more. But you know, this is in this game, you got to learn quick. You got to be a sponge. So hopefully, like guys like Sexton, even while they out, it's like, you know, picking at his brain to be like, yo, how can I get better when I get back? Because everybody heard the stories. Like Colin Sexton they was like, will they trade him and will they won't? So, you know, and people we got to give props to Ricky Rubio. Like Ricky Rubio, for all the years he's been in the league, was still balling at a high level right before he got hurt. So it's just like, you know, those guys with that wisdom, man, you got to pick at their brain.
I love what Cleveland is doing. Like every time they take a hit, they bounce back, right? They lost Sexton.
They want to win. They want to win.
Exactly. They lost Sexton. They went and traded for Rubio. They lost Rubio. They went and traded for Rondo and now Karis LeVert.
Yeah, they want to win.
They're on a mission, huh?
Yeah,
they're on a mission.
I like it. You're not tanking.
Speaking of Rubio, we're talking, when were teams able to trade hurt players? Like,
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that.
My expert knowledge on my NBA 2K days was that you are not allowed to trade injured players.
That's my point exactly.
So
trades never went through.
When I see that the trades don't go through, they're like, you cannot trade an injured player. So my expert opinion is somebody lying out there. Somebody lying.
Like, 2K, fix your game.
Yeah, man. Gameplay is not real 2K because last time I checked, Ricky Rubio is done for the year.
Facts.
And he just got traded.
Facts.
Got to make it make sense.
Facts. Hey, but you guys mentioned Darius Garland and how he made the All-Star team.
Yep.
Let's run down those All-Stars real quick. You know, we got Trae Young, DeRozan, KD,
Balling. All of them. Balling.
Giannis, Joel Embiid, right? And they come off the bench with Zach LaVine, James Harden.
That's not fair.
Called it.
Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton.
Maybe. Yeah, Chris Middleton.
He's an all-star. He's an all-star.
I think
I think Drew Holiday's doing just as much for that team as he is.
I think they just, only thing I could think of is that they were low on small forwards and I guess kind of a power forward. So they just had to throw him to get a three out there. because Chris Middleton, I feel like we definitely could have got somebody else in there. They just needed a small forward. Like, you know
that's what we were talking about.
Got no choice.
That's what we were talking about last week. Is it the format with the positions, or is it just, Chris Middleton's a great player, but
it's Chris Middleton.
Yeah,
right. It's Chris Middleton.
Right.
Do you trade the format to most votes, or are we going position by position?
I think you go most votes.
I think you go
at this point. We positionless basketball.
Exactly.
Right.
I think you go most votes, but you also limit the fan votes.
Facts.
Yeah,
I think they get 50%, right?
I mean,
yeah, that's too. And fans are emotional. Like,
right.
There's no way all these players voted for Andrew Wiggins to be a star.
That one,
no.
Yeah, that's what we said in last week's episode with Nelly. Luka should have definitely made it over him, right?
Easily.
But let's not bury the lead here. You mentioned KD being a starter, but we know we got a new substitution now replacing KD.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not in the starting lineup, but on the roster.
Probably have Jimmy or Jason Tatum, a couple other names that I didn't mention. They'll replace him. But
I think Tatum.
But we got LaMelo Ball.
There you go.
We got what we wanted.
Yep.
At first we were kind of iffy. I know we were going back and forth on the text, like LaMelo didn't make it, but LaMelo's in there now, so all is right in the world.
some parts of the world.
What you were saying, I know we were talking offline, is
Miles
that Miles Bridges should have been in there over LaMelo.
You gotta ask yourself on that team, who makes that team better? Is it Melo or is it Miles? You got Melo, who his second year, rookie of the year campaign. Shout out to him, which that could be debated too. My guy out of Minnesota had a great year. So it's like, then you look at Miles, got an extra year on him. He, to me, is definitely a more well-rounded player. Whereas Melo, we all know Melo was popular before he even hit the NBA scene. So it's kind of like, is he winning off popularity? Granted, he is balling.
Mm-hmm.
He is balling. But I like Miles all around because I feel like Melo, he gonna dominate his position easily. Right. Whereas Miles is going up against KDs of the league. That's
every
a position.
center.
Yeah, you don't. I don't want to have to be a 3 in this league because it's just like, bro, you getting a vulture every night, and it's just like the point guard position is just like And the way these young kids is coming in the league, like they kind of got the game.
He's got a little bit of an advantage too because he's bigger than those point guards too.
He's 6 something, man. It's like nobody really stopping you. Like
the question I pose to you is Miles Bridges doing what he's doing because of what LaMelo Ball is able to do, or is Miles Bridges doing this on his own? Because I think that he takes 2 to tango.
It does.
You say Miles is balling, but we know LaMelo is a playmaker. He's going to get people involved. He's going to allow people to do what they do best.
I mean, we mentioned he's one of the most improved players this year. So, I mean,
honestly, part of me agrees that Miles Bridges might be the most valuable on that team as far as where they're at now versus where they were last year, because his step up in his game, has made the team better. Because, last year LaMelo was, playing very similar ball, very similar ball than what he's playing now. So, Miles Bridges stepping his game up is, rose the team up. It's a good question to pose.
I think one of the points that I heard the other night, Draymond said that they took votes from each other as far as who was going to get the replacement. It's like, they both doing their thing. Yeah. It's just a matter of who do you like more at that point. Yeah. So it's what you said makes a point because, LaMelo is the ball handler. Right. So, can you do one without the other? You never know. I mean, but it's a good look for Charlotte at the end of the day.
One thing I'll say is when LaMelo was out, Charlotte went on a slide.
There you go.
Yeah, they started losing.
There you go.
And now stepped up to the plate.
That LaMelo's back, they're in the playoff race. Yeah. So I got to give it to LaMelo.
There goes your answer.
Right? Great call.
But you mentioned the other guy that LaMelo won the Rookie of the Year over. Your boy over out of Minnesota, Anthony Edwards. He's hooping. Do you feel like he got snubbed from this All-Star game?
Definitely. But that goes back, I think, when this situation, when people look at All-Stars, they're like, what is your team doing? It's kind of like one of those situations like, well, it's kind of hard to say Andrew Wiggins is an All-Star. Andrew Wiggins is an All-Star because he's on a winning team. Right. That's all we're going to say about that one.
So would you go on record to say Andrew Wiggins took Anthony Edwards' spot in this game?
Isn't he a starter?
He is a starter, but he just took his spot in general.
Several people's spots.
I give him this though. He made history. He's probably the first role player to be a starter.
Hands down.
Ever. Facts.
You're the first number one pick to be a role player, to be an all-star starter.
Hey, you can say he made history.
That's 3 titles nobody else can say they have. But
That's a fact.
Anybody else, maybe like a Sabonis or anybody like Vucevic, you guys feel like might have got snubbed in this game?
it's one of them things you got to ask what a game is. Like, if you're a lover of the game, you love to see guys like that play. You're like, okay, yeah, he's still, as a big guy, he balling.
Or wait, let me stop you real quick. How about your boy from Cleveland? Did he get snubbed, Jared Allen? I mean, you talking about the big guy, so I'll let you continue what you were saying.
If we gonna be honest, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley need to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year before Rudy Gobert. Because nobody is scared of Rudy Gobert. And yet he keeps winning Defensive Player of the Year. Like, it baffles me that he keeps getting yammed on and keeps getting Defensive Player of the Year. So when I say Jared, it goes back to where the game is these days. Like, I'm not gonna vote for a center after I vote for a PG, a shooting guard, a small forward, and a forward. Like, I'm gonna look at all those positions 10 times before I look at the center. And plus, the center position is so flexible now.
Yeah.
Like, Draymond could be voted as a center. So
Facts.
John Collins.
yeah, and to me, John's a forward.
Yeah.
He's just athletic as all get out.
Right.
So it's just like, I'll put him in over Jared. But when you say all-star game, you want to see the excitement.
Right.
So I can't really put Jared in there. As a fan, yes, my guy got snubbed, but just stay healthy for the rest of the season and we'll be happy.
I feel like that's a small factor that personally I put into all-stars is I would like to see Jared Allen catching oops over Gobert. So that excitement factor, I'm taking Allen, and I might even take Edwards and Bridges over LaMelo because I'd rather see somebody catching oops instead of throwing them. So that excitement got to count for something.
People that can throw. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. If that's the case, then you might as well throw Obi in the game.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I mean,
we gonna see him, but
we gonna see him in the dunk contest, right? I mean, speaking of it, I mean,
uncontested oops.
Cole Anthony. Who you guys like, man? Give me early predictions. Who you like? Cole Anthony, Obi Toppin, Jalen Green, and Toscano Anderson over in Golden State.
boy Juan.
Anybody picking Juan? Who you guys like?
I'm as a kid from Ohio. Obi came from New York, came to UD, played at Dayton University, got us. If it wasn't for COVID, it could have been a heck of a run in March Madness. I'm going for Obi all day.
I like it. Who you guys like?
I got Orlando Zone. I'm taking Cole.
Yeah.
Okay, Cole World.
Man. Cole World, baby.
I got Jalen Green, man. I just feel like I see some Gerald Green, Zach LaVine when I see him go for dunks.
Facts,
I got
bro.
Jalen Green.
I'm with you on that one. I like Jalen too. But I do like what Cole could bring to the show. I mean, we saw him the other night.
Yeah. You know, what Cole could bring that's different than these other guys is all these other guys, Obi, you know, Jalen Green, they're all 6'6", 6'8". You know, Cole Anthony's a little shorter, so if he's able to do some stuff,
it'll look better.
If he's able to get, it's going to look a lot better. The optics.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's the homer pick. I do like the Jalen Green pick.
It looked good. It looked good the other night. He got up there and put one back. He was going back and forth with John Morant.
Yeah.
I mean, John stole that show when he put one on Robin Lopez's head. You know, but Ja's the man. But you know, we mentioned a little while ago a Sabonis. Indiana might be looking to clean house, kind of like Portland has been doing over.
Yeah. End of an era.
Yeah, man. What's going to happen with Dame Lillard is the real question. I mean, they just moved CJ McCollum over to New Orleans, right? That was a big deal with a bunch of young pieces. Nikhil Alexander, Josh Hart, some picks.
Yep.
How you like that deal? CJ going to New Orleans.
I think it's interesting. I feel like, you know, they got a nice start of what they're trying to move towards in the future. You got Valanciunas, you got Zion, even though, you know, we all know these injuries.
Whatever happens with Zion. But I like Brandon Ingram's been hooping over there.
Yeah. He could have been an all-star, but that's another story.
That's up for debate too.
Yeah, I like what they got going on. They got a nice young future. And it's not like, you know, when you talk about trades, you know, how Noah said, who wants to go to Cleveland in all of those cities that people might not want to go to. New Orleans ain't a bad team, you know, a bad city. It's New Orleans. You got a little bit to do over there. It's not like Utah or, sad to say, OKC. You know what I mean? I don't see people wanting to come to Oklahoma to play, but New Orleans, I could see New Orleans.
Facts. But I don't think anybody's going to be wanting to go to Portland anytime soon. What is Portland going to do with Dame at this point in time? I mean, he's already out for most of the season with his injury, but I don't see him coming back at all. Is Dame out of there, man? He's out of there, man. Stokes is Dame out of there, man.
To drop the hottest mixtape.
I didn't even think of that. He was about
to be a Portland diss track. Like, y'all lied to me.
That's crazy.
I thought we were supposed to win rings.
Bye-bye.
It's tough, man. You're at a point in your career where you've talked about loyalty for your whole career, but now it's like you're gonna be loyal when you playing with, you know, Anthony Simons and Tony Snell's guy. I can't even really name who else.
Some G League guys.
You're playing with Anthony Simons
guys for the roster today.
Nurkic is probably gone too. So
Norman Powell's gone.
And company, whoever the company is.
Dame and company. Dame probably headed somewhere else.
Chauncey put
he's probably going to demand a trade.
Chauncey got a better chance over some of them cats right now. Chauncey. Chauncey like, y'all hired me to do this? Like, I don't know if this is what I signed up for.
Thanks.
I hate it for him, but, you know, Dame at I don't know, man.
He's at a big crossroads of his career, of his life right now. You got a big choice. You going to play for a rebuilding team? Because I don't see them getting some big free agents over there for, you know, them to compete, especially in the West. So
at all.
It's that time, man. It's that time.
Damn.
You got to go, dog. It's too late in your career to be having a player as your coach and trying to get new players. Like, nah, man. It's too late. Time to go.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that's all the time we got for today. Appreciate you helping me bang out another banger show.
Super show.
Big J, appreciate you holding down that Kobe corner.
Yes, sir. You already know.
My man Javi, appreciate you coming back for another one.
Me, man.
And my man Stokes.
Appreciate you having me, Mike G.
#1 CINCY fan.
Good luck to the Bengals, man.
Good luck to your Bengals, my man.
We're going to need it. Who they, baby. By the way, I will be back if we win.
Okay. Get it.
For sure. Let's pencil them in. We'll pencil them in. And as usual, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check us out at sportjv.com. Like and subscribe us on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And since we talked about him, got a quote from a man, LeBron James. You have to be able to accept failure to get better. Thank you guys for watching.